So when I used to work at Taco Bell the first time, there was a guy who would come in every now and then, and he wore a sweatshirt, and all it said on it was "Virginity Rocks" just right across the front. That's not relevant to anything I'm about to talk about. I just thought it was kind of funny. So anyway, what I did want to talk about was Zuckerberg. All right. So I read this article, and it basically says that Zuckerberg apparently bought like 11 houses in this one neighborhood, and he spent the last 14 years doing construction in the middle of this neighborhood on these 11 houses, which I don't know what in the hell he's doing that requires 14 years worth of constant construction. Um, but like so behind my old house where I used to live, there was a neighborhood. They tore up a cornfield and started building houses. And then the housing market crash happened in 2008. And they've only just recently finished that neighborhood like a year or two ago. And that took about 14 years. But that wasn't constant construction. There was like 10 years where nothing was happening there because housing market crashed. So I don't know what he's doing to 11 houses for 14 years. I don't know if he's like building a super bunker under there. Maybe an article mentioned something about a bunker or something of that nature. I don't know. Maybe he hired the person who's doing construction on I-88 for the last 4 decades. I don't know. But anyway, so basically Zuckerberg, he buys these 11 houses and he's doing construction for a decade and a half nonstop in a neighborhood. This is a place where people live. And after all of that, 14 years now, okay, their kids are teenagers now. And these people are getting pretty pissed off because they're like, okay, we've been putting up with this shit for so long now. Okay, we're hearing construction all the time, equipment everywhere going up and down the streets, all right? Something that Zuckerberg is pretty notorious for, his construction workers. You look up one of the data centers, I think it's a Holly Ridge in Louisiana, where his biggest data center is being built, and it just destroyed that town completely. So Zuckerberg's no stranger to ruining the local economy and the local towns with construction work. But the people in this town are getting pissed off. They're like, we're sick of this shit, okay? It's been going on for so long. We can't hear ourselves think over all of this. Um, they're upset. Understandably, I'd probably be pretty pissed off too. So, what he does to resolve this solution, to resolve this dilemma that they have, is buys them headphones, which is about the most asshole thing I think you could do in that scenario. It's essentially saying, yeah, we're causing a problem. I understand it's loud and annoying, but I'm not going to fix it. So here's some cheap shit that I got off of Amazon you can have. And I want to just preface this because some people might be thinking, oh, well, just wear your headphones around the house, which you shouldn't have to do, okay? If you're living in a house that you own, I'm assuming these people own their houses. This thing said that the people in the town were like lawyers and doctors and stuff. It's a pretty wealthy neighborhood. But first of all, you shouldn't have to wear headphones in your own house. It shouldn't be that noisy. But we have a bird living at the other house. You've seen it in other things, and the bird, he's a nice bird and all, but he's loud as shit. So every time I go upstairs, I got headphones on, cause the bird starts in. Okay, you're in the kitchen doing something, and the bird starts in. Loud as shit. So basically, I'm wearing headphones every time I'm outside of my room, pretty much, cause it's loud. And that can be a pain a lot of the time, all right? So now you take that and you take 14 years of shit and then tell all of these people that, yeah, I know you're living in a house trying to live your life, but now you can just wear these headphones all the time. So yeah, I think the moral of this story is that Zuckerberg is an asshole. It sounds like, assuming this article is reliable, I wouldn't be surprised because again, Zuckerberg's pretty notorious about being incredibly inconsiderate about his construction projects. Okay, he doesn't give a shit who's living in the town around him where he's building stuff. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of the. It's not really news. I don't think anyone was really a huge Zuckerberg fan to begin with. Like, I know Elon's got a bizarro fan base, but I don't think anyone was a fan of Zuckerberg. I don't think it's really big news, okay? But yeah, if you're ever having that problem, if and I hope these people kick up a huge fuss about it and just really kick Zuckerberg's ass out of that neighborhood because again, I don't even know what you're doing for 14 years at that point. He's building the thing from whatever that movie was. They build the giant superstructure because the alien comes to talk to him. Uh, I don't know what I'm talking about. Zuckerberg's a dick. That's the moral of this story. So, yeah.